gonna say
The queen, Beyonce. You don't say Beyonce, huh? You guys know Queen B, or should we call her Queen Stealing because she's always out here stealing like a shit. Why is Beyonce involved in so many lawsuits of stealing niggas' music, bro? Like I don't understand. Anyway, so Beyonce has been accused of copyright infringement. She's pretty much stolen some artist's song for her song "Break My Soul." You guys know you won't break my soul, you won't break my soul. I tell everybody, everybody. So yeah, so let's read the story. Let's read the story. So it's here. It's by the Guardian. Cool. There's no paywall. Just had to make sure there's no paywall. Beyonce sued for alleged copyright infringement with "Break My Soul." Okay. Beyonce has been accused of copyright infringement in a new lawsuit targeting her US #1 hit song "Break My Soul." The song samples "Explode" by Big Frida, a New Orleans vocalist who performs bounce, which is a subgenre of instant house tempo dance music. Another bounce group, the Showstoppers, are alleging that Big Frida's "Explode" infringed the copyright of their 2002 track "Release a Wiggle." "Explode" slightly alters the title phrase to "Release your wiggle" in its repeated chorus, and that phrase was part of the track sampled by Beyonce. Okay, you don't say Beyonce. So pretty much what happened is, so there's this group from New Orleans. Is it New Orleans or New York? New Orleans, yeah. So there's a group from New Orleans. They're called the Showstoppers. They make bounce music. I don't know what the fuck bounce music is. I apparently it's a subgenre of high tempo house music. So they make bounce music. So in 2002, they released their track called "Release a Wiggle." So the track's called "Release a Wiggle," and it goes "Release the Wiggle, release." I did listen to it. I can't play it over copyright. So it goes "Release the Wiggle." I'm not Beyonce. I'm not gonna be catching a copyright like that. Anyway, so they released the Wiggle song, and then pretty much another lady, another artist who goes by the name of Big Frida, then released her song that's called "Explode." And in her song, she says she says the phrase "release a wiggle," but she changes this to "your." So she says "release your wiggle." You right there. Don't forget to subscribe. You who's going to release your wiggle, you must subscribe. So she um made the song, and then she said the statement "release your wiggle." So she also in the song says "release your wiggle, release your wiggle," and they're alleging that they're the first niggas that came up with that shit. Nobody was saying "release your wiggle" before them. You know, they're the first people to put it into music. So now Beyonce comes, she makes her "Break My Soul" hit song from her album. And yeah, she actually samples Big Frida's "Explode" in the song. Like if you listen to the beginning of "Break My Soul," you'll hear Big Frida's song "Explode." Release your wiggle, release your wiggle, blah, 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 blah. So I'm sure she probably got copyrighted for Big Frida's part, because that's blatant copyright. I mean, if she didn't get that's like really foul, because you literally use the person's song and put it on top of your song. So definitely, I'm sure her label was like, okay, no, we got to get copyright for this, because we're obviously using it. It's very obvious. But the thing is, Big Frida didn't get. I'm assuming that Big Frida didn't get the authorization to from the Showstoppers for her phrasing of "release your wiggle." And so that now makes a domino effect, since Beyonce sampled Big Frida and Big Frida sampled the Showstoppers, and Big Frida didn't get permission to sample the Showstoppers, then pretty much the Showstoppers can go for Big Frida and Beyonce. Two birds, Ian Stone. I don't know what's a stone in Afrikaans, but yeah. So that's pretty much what's happening, which, if in the law of copyrights, is pretty much genius to be able to get like two people and all of that. So let's continue. Let's continue reading. The lawsuit names Beyonce, Big Frida, Jay-Z, and Sony Music as defendants. It's argued that that "Explodes" used unique and distinctive lyrics and music composition originally created by the Showstoppers. Adding defendants use plaintiff's words, melody, and musical arrangement from their copyright works. Any reasonable person listening to release a wiggle and explode will conclude that the songs are substantially similar. Substantially similar, a little bit similar, you know. Apart from the release your wiggle part, the words, I think the melodies and all of that are also quite similar. So the showstoppers are calling for the group to be added to the credits of both Explode and Break My Soul and to receive royalties from the song's future earnings plus damages. Very much reasonable. They want to be added. They got to be added as the people who they got sampled from, you know. So, and they got to be paid for the damage. So, who knows how much Beyonce has made from that song? Who knows how much Big Frida's song Explode has 3 million views on YouTube. Beyonce's Break My Soul, I think, has 20 something views on YouTube. I don't know. So obviously they are both big songs. Obviously, Break My Soul is the bigger song. So definitely the niggas need to get some sort of check, some sort of payment out of it. But yeah, copyright cases are they're not easy. They're not easy to win because they're very finite, and it's very like the line between copyright and not copyright is it can be very, very thin because they're alleging that Big Frida used their words release a wiggle, but they changed it to release your wiggle. And also, did they even copyright the phrase? Like, did they copyright the phrase release a wiggle, release your wiggle? Because if they didn't, then what's the whole point then? Because anybody can get on a song and say, like, you can say anything, even if someone else has said it, you can pretty much say anything as long as it's not like it's not a thread or a continuation or copying of something someone else has said. But if someone says "I fucked your bitch" on a song, then you get another song and say "I fucked your bitch." Sorry, bad example, but doesn't now mean that the person who said "I fucked your bitch" first now, you know, now you can copyright the next person. It's like, it doesn't work that way. You can only copyright claim people from things that you yourself have also copyrighted. You know what I mean? So if you haven't copyrighted the phrase "release a wiggle, release your wiggle," or any variations of wiggle, 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 you know what I mean? Then pretty much your lawsuit is gonna, you know, it's not gonna be thrown away completely, but it's definitely gonna be very difficult to win, you know, because you also didn't copyright what you're claiming somebody stole from you. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be very difficult. But yeah, yeah, it's an interesting, very interesting case. I'd like to see what's going to go. Probably, man, they're probably going to settle it out of court. You know, Beyonce doesn't have time for this type of thing, bro. Just drop an M on them, drop 2, 3, 4 M's on them. They'll be good. You probably won't even have to add them to the credits. You know what I mean? The niggas probably just want because of fucking hell, who's the showstoppers? Who are the showstoppers? Nobody knows the showstoppers. What are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about? You know, so they're just gonna drop a bag on them. Hush it, get the copyrights approved. They're not going to give them credits, I don't think so, but they will get the copyrights approved. They're going to pay for the copyright and done. Because there's 2 ways to get a copy. You can pay for it, or you can give the person credit. You know what I mean? Like, you can either pay for what you used in your song from that person, like, okay, I want to pay for this part, here's your piece, or you can say, okay, I'm going to give you X percentage of the song type vibes. You know what I mean? So knowing Beyonce, knowing Sony, they're not going to be interested in putting people on a song. They're just going to pay. So yeah, that's pretty much the story, man. That's pretty much the stream, man. Yes, sir. Cool. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys. Almost at 100 subscribers. I think we're on 90, which is really dope. Yeah. We're going to get to 100 really soon, really soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts, all of that nice stuff, man. Definitely see you guys on the next video. And yeah, it's your boy. Yes, sir. Said. A la grande.